Alright, everybody, welcome back to the Arenaball weekly wrap-up show. And this is going to be the video for week 6 of arena and indoor football action. In this episode, we're going to cover all 3 leagues, the AIF, NAL, and IFL, and all the great matchups and action that happened in week 6. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe to show support and follow along for more as we cover arena and indoor football. Alright, let's just jump right into it. In the AIF, you had in week 6 the Columbus Lions taking on the Harrisburg Stampede. And this was an interesting matchup because the Harrisburg Stampede has been looking pretty good coming out of the gates, getting 2 wins. One a scrimmage win and one as a league win. But either way, they're looking pretty solid. So, excuse me. I was interested to see how they're going to do against the Lions, as the Lions are undefeated and seem to be the team to beat. They're really the benchmark team of the league. You know, what you can do against them is how we're going to tell how good you are. And yeah, the Lions don't care. The Lions ended up going to this game, beating the Stampede 73-19. And man, Lions are just on a mission. I guess they really want to prove that they're in a different class than the rest of the teams in this league, because last week they put up 75, this week they're putting up 73. Taking care of business against the Stampede. And yeah, Stampede now sees what the best of the league has to offer and what they got to do to get better, because Columbus is looking really good. Offensively, defensively, they're doing a great job. I just wish they were either in the NAL or the IFL so bad, to see how they do against some better competition, because this is going to be 2 years in a row now that it just feels like no one can touch them, and it's just you're almost not there yet, but you're almost getting into Ironman territory. But yeah, good win by the Lions. Stampede, yeah, got a lot of work to do, get better from there. Really interested to see how they're going to do against the rest of the teams in the league going forward. And the second game, final game for the AIF in week 6, you had the Tritons beating the Far Phantoms. This was a scrimmage game against a amateur, semi-pro, whatever it is team. I'm so tired of talking about these type of games. It's just no fun. I don't even watch them at this point. I used to skim through it a little bit just to try to watch some of it, but it's just so boring and monotonous. Unless there was a reason why they need to do these games. You're almost halfway through the season at this point. We're in week 6, or we're almost at the halfway point, I should say. I don't get it. Maybe they just need a number of home games to sell tickets. But either way, yeah, Tritons end up getting the win, 76-6. What more is there to say about this game? Yay. But that would do it for week 6 in the AIF. Got to see the Lions flex their muscles a little bit more, and then the Stampede got a taste of real competition. And then yeah, Tritons looking pretty good. Like I said from the get-go, I think Tritons might be the only team to really give the Lions a run for their money. And fortunately, they don't play each other till the end of the year, so who knows what we're going to get from that. Hopefully both teams just they really take care of business the whole way, and then they be undefeated in that matchup. That'd be pretty exciting. Maybe a pre-championship preview. Who knows? But a lot of games left, so let's not talk too much about that. That'll do it for the AIF in week 6. So week 6 of NAL, you had the Beef finally back in action, and they took on the Horsemen and beat them 63-14. So unfortunately, Horsemen, it doesn't look like they're ready for the top of the league, and right now that's the Beef. And Beef taking care of business there, looking really solid. I like everything about the Beef, man. The uniforms are great. I love the arena. The arena is solid. It just, I don't know what it is. Everything is so well lit and aesthetically pleasing when I watch their games. And I love the orange field. Like I said a million times, I wish every team had color fields, or at least a majority of teams had color fields, because that's just so fun to me. And it's just, we get enough green in outdoor football. You know, it's artificial turf. Have some fun. Make it interesting, unique to your team. And a lot of teams I've noticed when I'm seeing these turf, fields, it's just straight green. They don't even have colored end zones, and that just bugs the hell out of me. I hate that. But yeah, getting off on a side tangent there. But take care of business. Beat the Horsemen. Horsemen, yeah, they're not going to be looking to compete unless they turn it around, figure it out. I really think it's going to be obviously between them and the Spartans on that 4th spot though. And Spartans are looking really solid. They're looking, compared to the Horsemen. So overall, you take care of business. Horsemen, you gotta figure it out. In the second game for week 6 for the NAL, you had the Spartans take on the Cobras. And this was a really good game. Spartans, I mean, I told you, every week they just get better and better. They figure it out. I think they kind of got screwed in that one last game they had, 61-62 with the Bandits. Really questionable play there. I still don't understand what happened, but either way, Spartans look solid. Ended up beating the Cobras 55-38, taking care of business. And Cobras just look like they got hit on the chin, little stunned there for a minute, but the Spartans just put the pedal to the metal and didn't look back. But a big win for the Spartans, just cementing that they deserve to be there in the top half, competing for that playoff spot, like I said. And who knows, man? If they get it all together like they did this game, they might have a chance to compete against anybody in the league. And really solid game by them. Cobras, they should be looking to bounce back after this loss. And yeah, just get back to the drawing board, figure it out, and they'll be all right. It's the it's the Carolina Cobras. I almost said Greensboro. I don't know where my mind is right now. But either way, really great game. Go back and watch it if you haven't yet. At least skim through a little bit of it. There were some great plays in that game. So that'll do it for week 6 in the NAL. We'll go ahead and get into the IFL now. So in the IFL, you had a Thursday night game, and it was the Tucson Sugar Skulls taking on the San Antonio Gunslingers. And yeah, here we go. Gunslingers get their first win. They beat the Sharks to it as expansion franchises, and a big win at that in front of the home crowd as they won 60-36. Really getting it all together there and having a solid win against a good team in the Sugar Skulls. Man, just a big win. You feel great for the Gunslingers to finally get that monkey off their back and a win. And the home crowd there, the supporters, they sticking through the team. I think there was something going on. There wasn't as many fans there. Maybe there was an event going on at the same time. But either way, great for the San Antonio and the Gunslingers and all their fans. Big win to get their first one. I don't foresee that being constant for the Sugar Skulls. They aren't going to be as bad as I think this game showed going forward, especially with Billy Back being the head coach. Yeah, I think they just the Gunslingers just at the right time figured it all out and turned it around and got this win. Next up, you have the Sioux Falls Storm taking on the Green Bay Blizzard, and Blizzard get the win on this one, 48-35. This was the lone game on Friday. You had one on Thursday, one on Friday, and man, good for Blizzard. Take care of business against the Storm. They now get the big win. I'm really surprised the Storm are having as rough a start as they are. This is another loss. They haven't won a game yet, and good for Green Bay. They're usually one of the teams that are lower on the totem pole, but getting a big win here. Anytime the Blizzard can beat the Storm, I'm sure they're all happy about that. Like I said, Storm is usually one of the better teams in the league, so get those punches in when you can, because it's not going to be forever. The Storm will be like that. But a good win for the Blizzard. Then on Saturday, we had a bunch of games, starting with the Vegas Nighthawks at the Jacksonville Sharks. You had a little back-to-back action with the Sharks and the Nighthawks. And Nighthawks kind of pulling a Bay Area, beating the Sharks 61-35. really rough start for the Sharks, man. They're still looking for their first win, and Vegas looking really solid. They look like they're going to be a team to beat and make a push here for the playoffs. And yeah, Jacksonville just got to figure it out. They got a lot of things not working right now, and you know, they got a good coach over there in Jacksonville, obviously. So I think it's a matter of time. Nighthawks are just hot. You know, this is feeling like they're really getting it all together this year. And like I said, go make that push. It's going to be some great games in that Western Conference, you know, going into the playoffs for sure. And Jacksonville is still looking for that first win. They got to figure it out. Make some adjustments, scheme-wise. Maybe make some roster adjustments, whatever it may be. But not a very good look for Jacksonville, especially this. You know, this was the second home game, I believe. And yeah, another big loss for them. So props for Vegas. Looking good for them. All right. Next, you had the Pirates taking on the Quad City Steamwheelers. And man, I think I remember saying a couple weeks ago that the Quad City was going to be a team to turn around, and they ended up winning 54-43, giving the Pirates their first loss of the season. Great game by Quad Cities. Pirates just didn't get it all together this game, and really happy for Quad City. Good for them to get the big win against a top team in the East and the Massachusetts Pirates. And man, if they can keep it going like that, maybe they'll find themselves making a playoff push in the Steamwheelers. So overall, it was a great game. Big win at home for Quad City. Next up, you have the Arizona Rattlers taking on the Iowa Barnstormers. Iowa Barnstormers, I believe, are another team looking for their first win of the season. And Arizona looking to turn it around. Not clicking in all points, as they usually are. Having a slow start of the season. Excuse me. But they end up winning the game 49-47 against Iowa. Tight win there against a winless Iowa team. But either way, getting the win on the road, big win at the end of the day. Any win on the road is a big win. When you have a good fan base giving support, and you get the travel, long travel issues and all stuff like that. So Arizona looking a little bit weaker than usual, but I remember this happened last year. They had a slow start and ended up being strong at the end, making that push in the playoffs. So Arizona gets the win against Iowa at the Wells Fargo Arena. Next up, we got the Frisco Fighters taking on Tulsa at Tulsa. And this is a rematch from their first game and their new titled rivalry, the Red River rivalry. Can Tulsa bounce back and get a win against Frisco, or Frisco continue their dominance in this rivalry? And Frisco, they didn't skip a beat. They ended up winning 60-32 and dominating Tulsa Oilers. You just get that jet fire flying over, bombing the oil fields. When I think of mascots and real mascots battling, that's what I think of. Frisco just bombing the oil fields of Tulsa. But yeah, Frisco's looking solid. They ended up just owning this rivalry, getting a big win, 60-32. I think this is one of those games. I don't think Tulsa's really going to be that bad going forward. But Frisco definitely asserted its dominance in this game. Next up, you had the Battle of California, as San Diego goes to Bay Area, and this looked to be a really solid game. You have Bay Area, they're looking good, one of the stronger teams in the West, and San Diego, surprisingly, doing the same. They're looking really good. So fully expected this game to be a solid one. And down to the wire, Bay Area wins 53-50. Yeah, really solid game when it's over 100 points scored between two teams. And San Diego right there with Bay Area. And this turned out to be this turned out to be an instant classic. And a big win for Bay Area as they continue to make their push this year. That puts them at undefeated. They're looking to be the perennial team in the West. sitting at 4-0 there. But this is gonna be a rematch next week, so really excited to see how this looks for the next game. Excuse me. Next up, in our final game for Week 6, you have the Duke City Gladiators taking on the Northern Arizona Wranglers. And in this game, Northern Arizona takes care of business at home, winning 39-23. And the storyline continues. Northern Arizona looks to be one of the better teams in the West, taking care of business, and Duke City, right there in the game. They don't reflect what their record shows, as you know, they're right there in the game, but they still end up not getting the win, unfortunately for them. And 39-23, still a closer game than some of these other blowout wins. But yeah, you feel for Duke City and their fan base, looking to get their first win. And on the other end, Northern Arizona taking care of business, looking good. One of the better teams in the West. And that will do it all for Week 6 in arena and indoor football action. If you like this kind of content and you want to follow along for more, please like and subscribe to the channel. And we cover weekly all the games in the IFL, NAL, and AIF. And we look to continue to do coverage going forward, and news updates and breaking news updates, all that kind of good stuff as well. All right, everybody, I'll see you in the next one. Be safe.